For years, I thought that I was simply afraid of failure, but honestly, behind the fear of failure was more specifically the fear of being seen. And if you're trying to become a creator, you want to build something online, you want to speak up more, you want to express yourself more, this fear can quietly keep you stuck for years, if not forever, without you even realizing it. And in this session, I'm going to talk about what the fear of being seen actually is, why it feels so emotionally intense, how it kept me trapped in hesitation for a long time, and the shift that finally helped me stop hiding and start showing up online. But quickly, before we get into all of that, I want you to think about something. What is all the hiding actually costing you? How many times have you silenced yourself, held yourself back, stopped yourself from creating because you were scared of being judged? Because hiding keeps you safe, but it also keeps you stuck. So first, I think a lot of people misunderstand this fear. They think they are afraid of posting videos or speaking in public or putting themselves online. But I don't think that's the real fear most of the time. I think the real fear is the fear of being exposed, right? Like people seeing the real you, people seeing that you actually care about something, people seeing that you have ambition, people seeing you try, okay? Because the moment you put yourself online in a real way, you can't hide anymore. Now people can judge you, or they can ignore you, or they can misunderstand you, laugh at you, and your brain goes, no, nope, absolutely not. Let's stay safe instead. And honestly, I think a lot of creators live in this weird contradiction where they desperately want to be seen, but at the same time, they're terrified of visibility. I know I was. There were so many times where I wanted to post something, create something, say something, and I would hesitate for hours, sometimes days, sometimes I would even just delete what I had created before posting. Because as soon as it came time to post, suddenly it felt too exposing, too personal, too real. And the crazy thing is, at the time, I didn't fully understand what was happening. I just thought I needed more confidence. But confidence wasn't actually the problem. Okay, but here's where this gets deeper. I think a lot of people, especially shy people or introverted people like me, or people who grew up feeling misunderstood, for them, staying invisible became a survival strategy. You learn to not take up too much space. You learn to stay quiet. You learn to not draw attention to yourself. You learn to play it safe. And then one day you decide, I want to become a creator. I want to build a personal brand. I want to express myself online. But now your nervous system is fighting against years of conditioning, because visibility suddenly feels dangerous. And honestly, I think this is why so many people overthink their content. It's not really about the content itself. It's about what the content represents. The content represents exposure. Like, think about it. Posting online is weirdly vulnerable. You're basically saying, hey, this is me, these are my thoughts, this is what I care about. And that can feel terrifying when you're not used to being fully seen. Now let's take a look at the identity conflict happening here. And this is the part that really hit me personally. Part of me wanted freedom. Part of me wanted expression. Part of me wanted to help people and create things and build something meaningful in life, online in my case. But another part of me still wanted to hide. And that's the conflict. And honestly, I think a lot of people are living there right now. You want a bigger life, but you also want to stay emotionally protected. You want visibility, but you also want to avoid judgment. You want freedom, but you also want to stay safe. And eventually, those two parts start fighting each other, And that's exhausting and also very frustrating. And I think what made this conflict worse for me was the fact that the more I avoided being seen, the more pressure built up around it. Every time I hesitated, every time I stayed quiet, every time I held myself back, the fear grew bigger, okay? Because avoidance feeds fear, always. And eventually I had to face something really uncomfortable. I was not protecting my dream by hiding. I was slowly killing it. So what actually changed for me? Well, honestly, I hit a point where I was just tired. Tired of hiding, tired of hesitating, tired of watching other people build the kind of life I wanted while I stayed trapped inside my own head. And I remember having this realization one day that if I want the freedom that I say I want, if I want to become the person I know I could become, then being seen is part of the prize. Looking stupid is part of the prize. Being awkward is part of the prize. People judging you is part of the prize. People misunderstanding you is part of the prize. It's a package deal, and that's the deal. And weirdly, once I accepted that, something changed because I stopped trying to avoid discomfort all the time. I stopped treating fear like a stop sign, and that was the moment where I think I awoken my inner rebel. And when I reverse engineered the process, I realized how powerful that was. And I started to actually think about myself as a rebel creator. And when you approach your creator journey as a rebel, you don't allow anything to hold you back from pursuing your goals with everything you've got. No more hiding, no more waiting for permission. Enough of making yourself smaller because you're scared of what people might think. Because honestly, I started realizing something that scared me even more than judgment. The idea of staying stuck for the rest of my life. That terrified me even more. And you know what? I think a lot of people are secretly at that point right now. They know deep down they're meant for more. They know they want to create, they want to speak up, they want to build something and express themselves more fully. But fear keeps making the decisions for them. And at some point you have to decide, am I going to spend my whole life protecting myself or actually becoming myself? That's the shift. Not becoming fearless, but becoming willing. Willing to be seen, willing to be uncomfortable, willing to look imperfect while you grow. That's what rebel creators do. And that is going to take courage. And that's where confidence actually comes from. Not from hiding, from evidence, from action, from proving to yourself over and over again, I can survive this, I can do this. And honestly, that's a huge part of why I created the Rebel Creator Blueprint, because I know there are so many people stuck in this exact place right now, overthinking, hiding, waiting to feel ready before they finally start showing up. And that's why the whole blueprint is built around rebellion, radical responsibility, and radical action. It's really about helping you stop living under the control of fear and finally start becoming the person you already know you want to be. So, if that resonates with you, you can grab it below. I'll leave the link in the description and also in the comments. If you've been struggling with the fear of being seen, I really want you to understand this. Your life becomes very small when fear is always making your decisions for you. And yeah, visibility is uncomfortable, expression is uncomfortable, being fully seen is uncomfortable, but hiding all the time is painful too. And at some point you have to decide which pain you're willing to live with, because the person that you want to become cannot afford to live with the pain of being seen. So if this video helped you, please subscribe. This channel is for aspiring early stage and self-doubting creators who are tired of hiding, tired of overthinking, and ready to start showing up as who they really are. And please go to the comments and tell me what the fear of being seen has been costing you so far. Tell me the dream you have that you would pursue if this wasn't an issue for you. Until the next session, cheers.